Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your card. That's right. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. Picture it. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, it'll watch the prices drop. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/BCC. That's joinhoney.com/BCC. Care of is a subscription service that ships high quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. All you have to do is take a short, in-depth quiz about your lifestyle and health goals for a personalized, doctor-backed recommendation. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code BCC50. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code BCC50.
Welcome to the chain. I'm Kendahl.
And I'm Sarah Shower, and this is the BCC Club,
where every single week we talk about another weird, psychotic thing happening on the internet. Mm-hmm. We deep dive into it, and at the end we have a special guest who's a pro on that topic. Mm-hmm. Also, all the comments are asking what BCC stands for. Should we just explain it?
Yes. So we were initially, when we say welcome to the chain, it's like... It's the BCC is blind carbon copy, and that's how you privately include someone on an email. So it's like you guys are privately included on this email of like the wackiest, us discussing the wackiest parts of the internet.
Yeah. And nobody knows you're on the email. They think it's just Sarah and I, but you're secretly on it and you can hear everything we're talking.
Exactly.
I know usually that doesn't help because the next video, all the comments are still going to be, what does the BCC stand for? But I said, why don't we throw it out there?
Yeah. I mean, it's engagement if people keep asking. But it also could be whatever you want it to be, like the big
Clit Club, which is what people thought it was. Yeah. I honestly, when I saw that comment, they were like, is it the Big Clit Club? I was like, no, but maybe we should change it. Maybe it should be the Big Clit Club.
Did you know that your clit doesn't stop growing?
That's really scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
And also, where did you hear that from?
Well, I mean, my mom's a doctor, and also, like, I've hooked up with older women. I was going to say elder women, but, like, older women, and it's, like, apparent that the clit gets bigger over time.
So old men, I've heard, so their nose keeps growing.
Yes, the nose is the clit of the face.
And women have clit.
Yes.
Their clit doesn't stop growing. That's so bizarre and really scary. Probably nice. Is that why older women kind of go through a phase of being really horny?
I have no idea.
Because, like, when they walk, their clit is, like, so big.
Rubbing up against their jean seam.
I don't know. That feels crazy to me because I think of how big... You'll see an old man sometimes, and their nose is so big that it's, like, you look like a character from a cartoon. It's, like, insane. Their nose is so big when they're really old. So the thought of someone's clit being that big is really, really scary.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't grow at the same pace. But we're not the Big Clit Club. It's blind carbon copy.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But this week we're talking about Coachella, which just happened. You've been to Coachella?
I have. It was last year, and it was fun. I got very overwhelmed. It's actually kind of embarrassing. So I have, like, sensory issues, and the first day I was there, I thought I could deal. I hate concerts. Like, I truly...
Perfect festival for you.
If you hate me, like that, and Coachella was like the first big concert I've ever been to, which is probably the first one to choose. But there were so many people, so many lights. It was hot, and I heard like 30 seconds of the City Girls, and my eyesight started to go. Where like it started to like, and then that was the first time I went like nonverbal. Yeah. Like I could not speak. Yeah. And so I was with the people I was with, I didn't want to like mess up their night. So I went to the ADA tent for people with disabilities, and I had to I had to type on my phone, like in my notes, like I can't speak right now. Can I hang out in like and so with the ADA tent, love it. If you ever are in a medical emergency, they have like a the opening, but then there's like a secret entrance where you can go to like this serene, like AC'd room.
Oh, wow.
And it's just, it's really great back there. It's also wheelchair accessible, and they have their own bathrooms.
Oh my God, don't tell people this. You're going to go, next time the 88 tent's going to have like a line that's like 10 miles long.
Yeah.
People being like, there's air conditioning in here, I heard.
Well, I mean, like, if you have you can't just ask to go in. It's like, it's supposed to be a quiet environment. And there was another girl back there who was crying, and I was just nonverbal on my phone watching TikToks until my friends came, and I was like, I typed on my phone, are you done for the night? And then the next day I Ubered to Best Buy, and I got some earplugs, and then I got some sound canceling headphones. Like, yeah, so that made it so much more bearable.
Yeah, I was just telling you this before we started recording, but I've never been to Coachella, and I am like, you would have to pay me, I mean, $30,000 to $50,000 to go to Coachella.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
It sounds, and I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating. I'm not. Like, if they were like $10,000 to go to Coachella, I think I still would be like, I can't. I would have a panic attack the whole time. I would be so hot.
Yeah.
My vagina would smell so bad.
Yes.
I would be like, and I'm the similar. I like concerts, but I'm not someone, and I've been to a lot of concerts, but I'm not someone who like is counting down the days till a concert. And usually like an hour before, even if it's a band I really like one of my favorite bands of all time is Florence and the Machine. Actually, oh my God, it's so weird. Wearing the Florence and the Machine shirt right now. But I've like loved her since I was in high school.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to her that much anymore, but she's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And when I had tickets to that show, even then, like an hour before, I was like, oh, I wish I was not going to this.
Yeah.
And then when I'm there, I'm having fun. But I'm just not a huge concert. Usually like at 45 minutes in, I'm like, okay, when is this gonna end? I want this to be over. This is so long. And my feet hurt, but there's all this pressure to stand. I could sit, but everyone's be like, she's so lame. And and I'm like praying for a slow song, which is so boring, just so I can like sit down. So I'm like, I will not go to Coachella. It sounds terrible. I would have to buy a whole new wardrobe. And then I said that yesterday to my girlfriend, and she was like, no, you wouldn't. You could totally piece together some clothes. And I was like, no, I couldn't.
Yeah.
This is my summer clothes. I was just telling Hannah that I'm like, all I have is black bike shorts and t-shirts that I've gotten from like rec league soccer clubs over the years.
Yeah.
That was my summer wardrobe.
Yes. Well, I was gonna say this. Florence and the Machine, I love them. I remember they released like an album in 2012, and I just started college, and I wanted to listen to the album all the way through without interruption. So I texted my roommate, "Hey, I'm having sex right now," and she's like, "Okay, I'll just stay in the library." I wasn't. I was just listening to her album.
That's sex in a way.
Yeah,
The
it
new
was.
Florence and the Machine album. Which album was it?
Oh crap! Wait. Florence. Got me looking at and the Machine album. It was okay. Sorry, the album I was listening to was Ceremonials.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. I really love them.
Yeah, I love them too. And when I lived in New York, I feel like my confidence has really suffered from like not commuting everywhere by foot, because when I used to live in New York, I would walk everywhere and I would listen to Florence and the Machine, and I would be like strutting. And I would feel like I am such a main character. Like I felt incredible, and I don't do that in LA, obviously. But I would always listen to Florence and the Machine. The only thing she does that I don't like, which I hate when anyone does this at a concert, but I do think it's funny. Hate is too strong of a word. But Florence and the Machine, I've only been to one concert, but she'll say things like, she's like, who here has been to one of my concerts before? And then everyone cheers, and she's like, who hasn't been? And then everyone cheers, and she's like, you're in for a wild ride.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you saying? It's too much. Or they'll be like, oh boy, I bet your boyfriends who are here didn't know what they were getting themselves into. And I'm like, I think they probably did. It's just a concert.
Yeah.
It's a normal concert. Yeah. But I've heard, like, I think I never saw Charlie XCX, but my girlfriend said she did a similar thing where she was like, this is going to be an experience that is different from other concerts. That's what I'll say. It's like a normal concert.
Yeah.
But I do love her. But anyways, I'm not going to Coachella ever.
No. I would say it was fun briefly. I just hate concerts so much. The heat, the people. Like, if I just shaved and I applied fake tan, like, even if I applied fake tan like 2 days earlier, it's still sweating off. My thighs are chafing, you know? Oh, my gosh. I have been, I've told this story before, but recently the last two people I've, like, seen / dated, they're, like, extremely tiny.
Yeah.
Like, they have like the thigh gap.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll see like my pants and how it's worn down where my thighs have rubbed together. And they're like, what happened here? And I was like, oh my God, you don't know what it's like to have thighs that rub together. And they're like, oh, does this happen to all your pants? I was like, yes, it does.
Yeah.
And so I'll just get like horrible, like
yes,
my.
it does. Or like your exercise pants or leggings just have holes there.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like such a scary thought that you've rubbed your legs together and it's created such friction that it's worn through fabric.
Yeah, like if I ever got lost in the woods, I'd get some dry grass and put it between my thighs and start like a little campfire. I like
Oh,
no,
man.
you know what I realized? I didn't bring the slide whistle, but I want to talk about my mom for a second. Like I was thinking about, I know, when I get really hot, I get like pissed. Like if I get like any sort of sweaty in an outfit, like I cannot enjoy the night. And so something I should have been nicer to my mom about is when she went through menopause and she was a raging bitch, and I was like, I actually kind of get that now. I feel like I'm gonna be an absolute monster when I go through menopause.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was just telling you, I'm like, I go through seasonal depression, but it's not in winter like most people.
Summer.
It's the summer because most people, it's like they have lack of vitamin D, right? Is that what it is? Mine is that it's like, well, I stay inside all the time because I'm so scared to go outside. I don't even like. Usually in the winter, my window is cracked. Like I have a big sliding glass door in my room and I have it cracked, or I have the sliders open. But in the summer, that's all closed.
Yeah.
So I'm not even getting any light. I'm sitting in like a dark room that is supposed to be like incubated into like a freezer. The AC is blasting. I don't see friends like I should because I like can't go outside because I'm so hot. My summer outfits are so bad because they're just like me trying to survive. It's just like bike shorts and tank tops and t-shirts. So I feel ugly all summer. I like can't function. I truly cannot function. It's like a nightmare. I hate it so much.
That's so crazy. I had an ex who was a Virgo, and she said that she was most productive when there's no AC on. And I tried it.
She should go to jail. And I don't believe in jail, but she should be the only person in jail.
But I mean, it did make me more productive because I could not lay down. Like I had to like
That's true. So she was doing it out of like it wasn't like comfort. It was like deeply hard for her, but it made her move.
Yeah, like open all the windows, no AC, and I was like, you are really productive because you don't want to sit down in one place for too long.
Wow.
I know. So you just get really
I feel
hot.
like I would just take off all my clothes and lay on like the cold bathroom floor.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be very productive at all.
No. Wait, what did you do this week?
What did I do? I don't remember anything I ever do. What is wrong with me? Let me look at my calendar. I had therapy. It's always so embarrassing when I go through this. I'm like, I did nothing. I did a couple improv shows, which was fun.
You should tell the people about your improv shows so they can come to them.
Oh, yeah. I should do that. I'm so bad at promoting things. It's really not good. I do a monthly improv show at the Upright Citizens Brigade with my girlfriend. It's called The Dating Game. And it's really fun. It really is fun. We go on Hinge and we like swipe and we find gay people who are interested in finding love. And we have them all fill out a form and we pick the like 6 people we think might be compatible with each other.
Yeah.
And then the first half of the show, which is like 30 minutes, is us, my girlfriend and I host it. And it's us kind of getting to know them and seeing how they work together. And then the second half is some of the best queer improvisers in Los Angeles. We all do improv set, like 30 minutes based off of the first half. And it's really fun.
Oh, nice. You guys should come. What days are they on?
It is, well, there's one this week, so I don't know if this episode won't be out in time, but there's one on April 25th, and then the next one is, let me find it, May 23rd. May 23rd. It's at 10 p.m., and if you go to my Instagram, I have, like, ticket links all over the place, but it's super fun. And it's a really good, like, obviously you can go if you're straight. I have a lot of straight friends who come, and it's really fun, but it's a really good, like, gay show. Like, there's a lot of gay people there. It's very just, like, joyous and welcoming and fun. And we have had people meet through the show and date.
That is so sweet.
It's very fun. It's a good time. So we're prepping for that this week, too. But, yeah, what about you?
Trying to think about, I had my first pilot writing class.
Fun.
I know. We're both at UCB, but Kendahl and I. But I want to do the writing track more.
Yeah.
I was originally supposed to do sketch writing 301, but that got canceled, and they were like, you have a credit now, so what do you want to do? And I signed up for pilot writing.
Oh, fun.
And I was like, this is serendipity because I outlined a bunch of log lines. Well, I have like a series concept, and I outlined the log lines and all the characters. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to sketch writing 301. And they're like, it's canceled. Do you want to write a pilot? And I was like, yes.
Yes, I do.
I know. And so I loved the class yesterday. It's nice. In sketch writing, you can tell that they're half writers, half performers.
Yeah.
In this class, it feels like they're writers.
Yeah.
And I was like, hi guys, what's up?
I love that. That's incredible. No, a pilot's the best. And like, I feel like once you learn to write a pilot, you can crank them out. Kinda, you know, I mean, obviously it takes time, but like, I feel like, yeah, once you have all the tools and the structure and you start doing it a lot, it's like, I know some people, they're writing like 10 pilots a year and they're just pitching them and pitching them and pitching them. And it's like, awesome.
Yeah. I want to pitch this pilot by the end of the year. I know. I
You
have
can
a
do
pretty fun idea. I don't want to say what it is.
I'll steal it. I'm gonna steal it.
Or you guys might steal it like people do at Coachella with drinks that you put down. So speaking of Coachella,
Good job.
yeah,
It would be so funny the thought of someone continually like falling around and stealing all your drinks, but they're all mocktails and they're like thinking they're like getting fucked up, and they just keep stealing from you, and you're like, this person keeps stealing my Diet Coke. I don't understand why.
Oh my gosh, the idea. This is not funny, but it is. Getting roofied from a mocktail. Sorry. That's not. I've been
Have you been roofied?
Yes, I have. Have you been roofied?
No, I've never been roofied, but I've known a lot of people who've been roofied. And I one time was convinced I was roofied, and it was embarrassing because people had to be like, no, you're just really drunk, and you went to a tiki bar and had 2 really sugary drinks, so you feel sick. Because I was calling being like, I've been roofied. I feel like I'm going to throw up. They're like, that's not what happens when you get roofied.
Yeah.
When were you roofied? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want
Several
to.
times in college.
Oh, good Lord, Sarah.
Don't put your drink down.
I'll buy your parents.
Oh, wait, what?
I'll buy your parents on your 21st birthday, they said.
Dude, I was having horrible insomnia one year, and I was like, should I just try roofing myself to go to sleep?
That's insane.
Because I could not sleep. But no, I just took a bunch of melatonin.
Yeah, not help.
Melatonin gives you awful nightmares.
Do you have bad nightmares usually without it?
Yeah, I don't dream.
Really?
I don't really.
My girlfriend's the same way. They don't dream.
Yeah.
I dream in an insane way.
Really?
Like, I have really lucid dreams. Is that what they're called? Where you like feel like it is truly happening to you?
Yeah.
I have that every single night.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I have sleep apnea. I went to a doctor one time and they're like, I think you have sleep apnea. And they were like, you should get tested. And I said, I'm never going to do that. But
Yeah.
I'm absolutely never going to follow up on that. But I used to sleepwalk a lot as a kid. And I sleep talk. And all my dreams are like so intense. Like where people say they fall asleep and then they feel it's been 5 seconds and then it's morning. I do not feel that way. Like I fall asleep and my dreams feel 8 hours long.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Oh, that is crazy. Speaking of sleepwalking, my brother and my sister tell this story all the time. We did this. I told this in DC when I did a live show. But the one time I did sleepwalk, I almost shit on my dad's face. I went downstairs and my dad woke up to my pants pulled all the way down and I was squatting over his face and I had like
That is insane.
I know. And so like my siblings are like, that's so funny. And I was like, that's horrifying. Of all the places to shit.
Wow. I'm feeling this is going to turn into a full circle where I'm on your side now, but you're going to start telling these stories. I'm going to say, I understand why your parents were the way they were.
Yeah.
You're like, every night I would shit on my dad's face. And for some reason, he's held that against me. I don't really understand what it was. He seemed to like not like me. It grossed him out. I don't really understand.
Why did they hit me?
Like, that still wouldn't be an excuse. You should be able to shit on his face and he should not hit you. And that's
Yeah. So what
Coachella.
is Coachella? I'm going to start this off. The Coachella Valley
away.
Music and Arts Festival, commonly called the Coachella Festival or simply Coachella, is an annual music and arts festival held at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California, in the Coachella Valley in the Colorado Desert.
all right.
It was co-founded by Paul Toilet. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, that would have been cute, though, if his last name is Toilet, my last name is Shower, we make a bathroom together. And Rick Van Santen in 1999 and is organized by Golden Voice, a subsidiary of AEG Presents. The event features musical artists from many genres, including rock, pop, indie, hip-hop, and electronic dance music, EDM, as well as art installations and sculptures across the grounds. Several stages continuously host live music. It is currently held on consecutive 3-day weekends in April with the same lineup each weekend.
There you go.
And it's so hot. And there's a lot of dust. I After the first day, I walked so much on like sand that my calves were just like in the middle of the night. I woke up like yelling because my calves were like cramping so hard.
Oh my God. It's like why people go to, I mean, this is more extreme, but go to Burning Man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, it feels like a chore. Like, why are you going there? Like, I think about Coachella and I'm just like, it sounds so exhausting. It's so hot. I have 2 friends right now who are there and they have such a great setup, but they are camping. But they have like tarps and a tent. And I'm like, some people just enjoy different things. Like, I have a good friend who loves going to national parks. And I'm like, that is
horrendous.
That sounds terrible. I don't want to do that.
No.
I don't know. So I just can't. I think I'm just lazy is what I'm coming to find out because I think I'm like, what sounds bad to me about Coachella is me having to leave my house and move.
Yeah.
But it also being loud. I also feel like the people there would be annoying. Maybe you experienced this. I was asking Jordan, my partner, the other day, like because all influencers go to it.
Yeah.
Like, so many influencers. So when you're there, is it just like a bunch of influencers? Or is it just like a lot of normal people?
It's like half and half. Like everyone is like an influencer or like really attractive. And so it's just, I
wouldn't thrive in that environment.
I wouldn't say it's lazy to not want to like go. Like I fucking hate camping. I hate even glamping. Like that's only because like, and I'm very high maintenance. And like when I was a kid, like we went camping like all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like when my mom was deployed one time, we went camping in Wisconsin in February.
Oh my God.
And the ground was completely frozen. My dad thought it'd be so fun. And I've also, like I've said, I've lived in an RV. Like if anyone is like, let's go camping, I'm like, no. That's the thing I hate about being a lesbian is that like people feel they need to be outside.
No.
I just want to meet a bunch of high maintenance lesbians.
Yeah. I like camping. I don't know. I probably shouldn't even say that. I like it because I've literally never done it, but it seems like something I would like to do. But the thought of being like camping while also them being like, you have to look hot.
Yeah.
That feels like really mean.
Oh yeah. Everything gets swampy really quick. And the idea of like, you can't, I don't like taking a whore bath, which I think, no, whore bath is just washing your body. Like wiping myself down.
I think that's a whore bath.
Is it?
I think maybe I'm wrong. I thought a whore bath was wipies.
I thought a whore bath was just stepping in the shower really quickly and
but
not
you're
getting
also
your hair.
Oh,
yeah,
it's just taking a bath, but you are a slut.
You're just a whore.
But so the history of Coachella. On November 5th, 1993, Pearl Jam performed for almost 25,000 fans at the Empire Polo Club in Indio. I'm doing a bad job reading this.
You're good.
Is it supposed to say India?
Indio.
No, Indio, California. I see. This show established the Polo Club's suitability for large-scale events. Paul Tollett, whose concert promotion company Golden Voice booked the venue for Pearl Jam, said the concert sowed the seeds for an eventual music festival there. The first Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival was officially announced July 28th, 1999, the year I was born, with a preliminary lineup of 40 acts.
Just had to throw that in there.
Just wanted to say it. It was like a celebration of my birth. Mm-hmm. July 28th is actually, my birthday's August 4th. So it's actually very close.
Why did you say July 28th?
Because that's when it was announced. July 28th, Coachella.
Oh, yeah.
And my birthday's August 4th. So it's just something to think about. Connection I have to Coachella.
Your mom was so excited that she gave birth.
Yeah, Coachella.
Hey guys, today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Personally, when I find a deal, I feel like a genius. You know, I've hacked the system. I'm always surprised at my own intelligence, but you know, I just have to be reminded it's really nice. And thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your card. That's right. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. Picture it. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, it'll watch the prices drop. Honey has saved me a lot of money recently. I have this new character called Myrtle Beef, and she is a southern woman who loves to accessorize, and I just realized how much costume jewelry can really add up. But with Honey, I've actually saved around $50 on cheap crosses, bedazzled necklaces, rings, bracelets. I've bought a lot of stuff in the name of Myrtle Beef, and Honey has saved me money. So thank you, Honey. It was pretty easy to use, too. Honey doesn't just work on desktops. It works on your iPhone, too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/BCC. That's joinhoney.com/BCC. Hey guys, Sarah again. I would like to thank today's sponsor, Care Of. Care Of is a subscription service that ships high quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. All you have to do is take a short, in-depth quiz about your lifestyle and health goals for a personalized, doctor-backed recommendation. The quiz can be retaken at any time to switch up your packs as your lifestyle and needs change. Care Of's daily vitamin packs are made with plant-based, compostable film to help limit the impact on the environment without compromising on the quality and safety of their products. I have been using Care Of for years. I had this problem in the past where I had a wealth of health problems and a multitude of vitamin deficiencies. And every time I would Google my symptoms, it would say something along the lines of, the end is near. But with Care Of, I took the quiz and they gave me recommendations and things that I should be taking every day because I'm nearing my 30s. One of those things is American ginseng, also called the Study Buddy. I'm not in school, but I do like to take classes. It helps with brain, energy, stress levels. It's an adaptogenic herb, which helps your focus, mental clarity, working memory, and energy goals. It may also help reduce stress-related fatigue. And I am less fatigued and less stressed, hence the way I am talking right now. I love you, Care Of. For 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code BCC50. For 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code BCC50.
So we're going to give an abridged history of Coachella. The first one was in 1999. Coachella's announcement came just 1 week after the conclusion of Woodstock 99, which was a shit show.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then October 9th through the 10th, 1999 was the first Coachella. The headliners were Beck, Tool, and Rage Against the Machine. The organizers strove to recreate European music festivals with small crowds in a great setting with plenty of turntables. The inaugural festival was well regarded among attendees and critics. And then in 2003, the festival began to develop worldwide interest and receive national renown. The headliners include the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Beastie Boys, as well as reunited Iggy Pop and the Stooges. And then 2003, they got like 60,000 people there, which is the largest Coachella crowd at that point. And then it eventually expanded to 2 weekends beginning in 2012, because now there's a lot of people who want to do it. And then it was canceled in 2020 and 2021 due to COVID-19. But now it's back, and we're going to go through some notable moments in Coachella history, and then we're going to get into how influencers kind of infiltrated. I honestly think it's just the cell phones now. That's what people are, bothered by. Actually, people hate influencers and cell phones, yeah.
But you think it's that because there were probably cell phones.
No, there were cell phones back then, but no.
I said there were probably I know there in 2010. Yeah, there were cell phones, but I guess you're right because 1999, especially, it's there were flip phones or pagers, but then iPhones. What was 2009?
Maybe.
This is all wrong, but I feel like I didn't. It wasn't a lot of people still had flip phones in 2009, so that makes sense. You think that's ruined it?
I don't think it's ruined it. I don't think influencers are as awful as people make them seem. It's always the loudest, most annoying people that represent something. It's think about the U.S. The U.S. we're known for our idiots, but there are smart people in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think, too, as a person who goes to a lot of things where there's a lot of influencers, it's like any other group of people. There's good people, there's bad people, there's annoying people, there's not annoying people. And sometimes I'll be at an event and, there's a girl who, isn't talking to anyone but is, sitting on top of something she's not supposed to be sitting on, posing like a model, and it is insane, and everyone's like, why, what is she doing? But it doesn't necessarily bother me. Like, I'm like, I can still have fun if I feel bad that her life is this all the time, but also it's her job. I can't really fault her for that.
Yeah.
It's also hard because I think a lot of influencers at Coachella are there with a brand, so it's also like they're working.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about that because I've never done it, but.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of like brand sponsored like influencers there, and that just means you usually have to go to the activations or the night events. It's pure torture. It's awful. Free merch and just like party pictures. It's just like, eh.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like now that I don't drink, it would be a fucking nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like, I feel the same way about Coachella that I do about Vegas. Well, actually, not the same at all, because if you know me, you know I love Vegas. But when I go to Vegas, I'm like, because I'm pretty boring in my day-to-day life. Like, I don't do drugs. I don't really drink. I don't do a lot of crazy stuff. But when I go to Vegas.
You do a lot of drugs.
I don't because but I want to so bad. Like I will be with my friends who are like there to celebrate Vegas in a normal way, and I get to Vegas and I'm like, let's do crack.
Yeah.
Let's go fucking crazy. And everyone's like, who are you? And no. And also, you don't have any hard drugs, and we're not doing that. And we have to like do this tomorrow. And we've like made, but something about Vegas does something to me where I'm like, if I went with the right group, if I went with a group of people who were a little wild, I would get into trouble. Yeah. I would gamble like away a lot of money, and I would go insane because I something about Vegas makes me want to go crazy. But the same thing with Coachella. I think if I went to Coachella, I'd be like, the only way I'm going to get through this is with like
if you were wasted.
Drugs. I don't know. I don't even do drugs, but it just feels like a place that I'm like, if I'm not drinking or on drugs, why am I here? I'm just hot. Yeah, then. And I don't know.
That's how I feel like my partner does like EDM stuff, and like all EDM stuff, since there's so many lights, like starts at like 10 p.m. at night and it goes to like 4 a.m. and everyone's like rolling and stuff and I know they're all pretty much like nice people. Yeah. But like I would be afraid, you know, my heart would like give out. Yeah. They'd have to put me in the 8810 again. With everyone else having a seizure. Yeah. I'm just nonverbal Sarah. Yeah. At least they think that's what my name is. They can't get it out of me.
Nonverbal. You have a shirt on that's like, if you find nonverbal Sarah, call this number. You know how sometimes old people will put like, if you find my wife, here's my number. Yeah. Very embarrassing. Okay, so some notable moments. 2006, huge year for me.
Mm-hmm. How old were you?
6, 5, 6,
7.
7. No, I was 7.
Yeah,
it's turning 7. My dad had a stroke that year, so.
Lucky you.
There we go. That's why Daft Punk headlined Coachella in celebration of my father. Daft Punk headlined Coachella. Their show featured a pyramid-shaped stage and is often cited as one of the most memorable performances in the festival's history.
I do remember that, like on the early internet.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then 2010, Jay-Z became the first rapper to headline Coachella, and it marked a major shift in the types of genres the festival booked. Yeah, it seems like it was very much indie beforehand. Like the whole Rage Against the Machine and the entire line, like Beck and Tool, like all the lineups seem to be very like rock.
Well, yeah, like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw Beck in concert recently because he opened up for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
And he's a Scientologist. Did you know that?
I didn't.
He's an ex-Scientologist.
How's that possible?
He's no longer a Scientologist.
No, I understand, but how did he get out of it?
I don't know, but this is what's crazy is that if you search "is Beck a Scientologist," it'll say no, he's not.
Yeah.
He never was, but he was. And a lot of people are like, he's pretending, but he was a Scientologist for a long time. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm remembering the right person. It would suck if this was not what I was talking about. You're like, do you mean John Travolta? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's who it was. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure Beck's a Scientologist. Anyways, 2012, Tupac's hologram performs.
I remember this.
What does that mean?
Yeah, they got a hologram of Tupac.
But he wasn't there?
He's dead. He's been dead for a while.
I forgot about that. He died of cancer in his toe, didn't he?
That's Bob Marley. Tupac got shot.
Oh, I gotta cut that out.
No, keep that in. Keep that in. Bob Marley was Rastafarian, and he didn't believe in cutting off part of his body, even though the cancer had spread.
Wow.
I know.
He was like, I'm gonna die, and I've decided that.
Well, no, he eventually did want it to get cut off, but then it was too far along. Yeah.
Man. Both sad. That's not good, but that's insane. Did people freak when the hologram came out? I gotta look this up.
That's why it's a notable moment.
Did it look? That's why I made the research.
Yes.
What do you mean? It's incredible. Did it look real or did it look like a hologram?
It was obviously. It was like so big.
I guess I thought
Well, no,
hologram
it
is
was
like a life size.
It was, well, I mean, it was convincing. It looked like him, but yeah.
I probably would have believed it. 2015, Madonna kissed Drake during the headlines. Why do I not remember any of this? I'm so not into pop. I don't remember Madonna kissing Drake.
Well, I feel like the moments I remember of Madonna kissing someone is definitely not Drake. It's Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, I do know that one.
Madonna can't keep her lips to herself. That's not like her.
Coachella. In 2018, Beyonce was the first Black woman to headline Coachella. Beyonce's performance and the 2019 festival as a whole was nicknamed Coachella.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It was actually really cool. I watched the documentary on her getting ready for Coachella, and her diet was insane. She basically ate nothing.
That's so stupid.
Well, she's a hard worker.
Yeah, so she should eat more. She's a hard worker.
I'm not saying it was like admirable. I was like, she didn't eat anything.
That's crazy.
But I guess the payoff was incredible. I love Beyonce. I'm scared like of the fans, but yes, it was really cool.
Yeah, and it was only cool because she didn't eat before.
Oh yeah, of course, yes, yeah.
That's the most memorable part. They're like, she looks half a pound lighter than usual. That's incredible.
I'm like way in the back near the exit. I'm like, it looks like she eats 1,500 calories a day.
It's insane. Oh my God. If you want something really upsetting, have you seen oh my God, what is her name? Kelly Ripa's like what
she eats nothing, yeah.
Oh, not good. Oh, but a good at what I eat in a day that's very healing and also incredible is Tyra Banks' What I Eat in a Day.
What is it?
It's on YouTube. It is my favorite video of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It clearly was supposed to be a minute-long video. She's just supposed to explain. She's like being interviewed. She's just supposed to go through what she eats in a day.
Yeah.
This video was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Of her explaining. And she explains it like she's never explained something so beautiful. She's like, in the morning I get what they call a bagel.
Uh-huh.
And I take the insides and I scoop it out. Like it's butter. I scoop it out and then I fill it with cream cheese and then I make like a little cream cheese boat for it. And it goes on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and then for dinner, I order from 2 different places. I get the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decide which is better and I vote with my family. It's like so long. Everything is so intricate and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I was like, I get why Tyra Banks is famous. This is talent.
She's a talker.
She's a talker. She can make anything sound. It was like ASMR. I was like, I love this.
This is like a separate kind of sad thought. Whenever I think about Kelly Ripa's diet and like Gwyneth Paltrow, you ever had like an eating disorder and you hear someone who's like says they don't have an eating disorder and everything they say you're like,
yeah, you do.
What are you doing? It's like the alcoholism, like when I see it's like someone clearly has a problem and they're acting like they don't, and it's like, do you think that people don't? But I don't want to tell you what you are, but all
I'm
signs
worried that's
point
what
to,
you thought when I said I only will go to Coachella if I'm blackout drunk or on crack.
No. You would that's not a alcoholic sort of thing. It would be like I would only if you told me that every day you just got to the end of the day or got to the end of your work to start drinking.
Sure, but that's proof I'm not. It shows how much not. I mean, the fact that Coachella could bring me to that.
Yeah,
says a lot about Coachella. Yeah, no, Kelly Ripa is really disturbing. My dad was infatuated with Kelly Ripa. He was obsessed with her. And I would always be like, why her?
Yeah.
She's just so small. That's her only, I guess she's entertaining. She has a personality, but I'm like, she's just very tiny. Like, why do you like her more than other people? But he was in love with Kelly Ripa. And he would tell me, she wakes up every morning at like 4 a.m. She runs miles around Central Park. I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
She should not do that.
No.
That's too much.
My dad was obsessed with Princess Diana.
Well, that's nice. That's a good one. That's surprising to me.
I know. He was just like, she thought she was beautiful.
She is beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
She's beautiful.
There's also 2019, Kanye West held the first public Sunday service performance at Easter at Coachella. He performed this in lieu of a headliner appearance. He had pulled out of his original 2019 headliner performance. This was the festival because the festival failed to meet his demands for a new dome-like stage to be built in the middle of the festival grounds.
I actually can't even talk about Kanye West. I hate him so much.
Me neither. And then Ariana Grande reunited with NSYNC in 2019. And then 2019, Casey Musgraves went viral for a failed call and response. She said, so when I say yee, you say ha. And on the third attempt, the singer had enough, telling the crowd, I didn't say fucking yee. And I remember that.
Oh,
it was funny.
My God, I love that. That was very relatable. When I was on student council in high school, I would always have to do chants with, for the assemblies with a bunch of high schoolers, and they would never listen to what I said.
Yeah.
And I feel like by the end I would be like, just say, go Miners!
Yeah.
It's hard.
Wait, your school team was the Miners?
Yeah, we were the Miners. And I was the mascot for a little bit, but I wasn't the Miner. I was the donkey, which is not even the mascot.
Wait,
but
like Miner, like a pickaxe?
A pickaxe Miner.
Oh.
Because I'm from the gold. I'm from a gold rush town.
Okay.
So there's a lot of gold. Like our theme is gold. Like if you go, you stick the gold miners in. It's like everything is gold themed. So we were the Miners, but then there was also another mascot that was a donkey, which was just a mascot that the miner would like ride around. So I was that sometimes, and I would have to get on all fours, and the miner would like sit on me.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
That is like a sitcom, like I Love a Miner's Ass sort of thing.
And Kanye West pulled out his headlining set at Coachella, which was supposed to be one of his first and biggest live sets in years, a source of variety that Ye was pulling out because he hadn't prepared for the performance.
Wait, no, didn't he like Billie Eilish was like headlining and he got pissed at her because Billie Eilish said something about like Travis Scott, I think?
What? No, I don't know. I'm sure you're right, but I have no idea.
Yeah, so Billie Eilish was headlining last year, and Kanye was supposed to do it, and he was like, and Billie Eilish said something about Travis Scott, and Kanye was like, I'm not going to perform if she doesn't like go back on that statement. And Billie's like, why the fuck would I go back on that? Like that's such a, like, why would she? You don't control her.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
The Kanye West, I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's hard because, like when I was younger,
yeah,
I was a big Kanye fan. I was a huge Kanye fan.
Oh my God.
When I was younger, like, and I didn't know, I wasn't like a fan, like, oh, I know everything about Kanye West. I love him. Like, I just liked his music. Like, he was one of the few artists I would like wait for his album to drop.
Yeah.
And I would be like so excited. And it's been a big turnaround where I am like, I can't even. I literally hate him so much. He's so unbelievable. Okay, Coachella and influencers. Influencers are a huge part of Coachella. It feels like influencer Met Gala a little bit.
Yeah.
Like people are preparing for months and months for Coachella. So Coachella has become known as the Influencer Olympics. Oh, that's great. Can you read this first one? Because I don't know how to say that name.
So Raisa Garona, chief brand officer at clothing company Revolve, told the Business of Fashion that Coachella is the Super Bowl of the fashion industry. I love Revolve. So Raisa, if you want to send me stuff, love you. Influencers often go to Coachella because their trip is sponsored by a brand or because they can use the festival to create content. The festival can be very lucrative. Lifestyle influencer Miriam Gaffarinia said that influencers are earning upwards of $2,000 per Instagram post for Coachella. Oh,
much more than that.
$2,000? Oh no,
try $100K.
Yes, I was like, let's do like someone with my following on Instagram, probably $10,000 minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing 2,000. I mean, micro influencers, I feel like we'll do stuff like that. But like people who are going to Charli D'Amelio is probably being paid $500,000 per Instagram post. Maybe I'm fully off base, but that's what I imagine. That's crazy. It's so crazy though.
Some influencers are offered all expense paid trips by brands, while others pay their own way and seek out brand deals to help cover their costs. Some influencers go to Coachella but don't watch any of the performances. Miriam Gaffarinia has 186,000 followers on Instagram. I'm so sorry if I butchered your last name. And attended Coachella for the 4th time in 2019, but says that she's never actually seen any performances. She said she wakes up at 7 a.m., get ready, spending the day attending brand activations and parties, filming content such as makeup tutorials, editing her shots. Honestly, that's fine to me. I know it's
great.
Everyone listening is like, why go to a concert if you're not going to? I mean, she still went to the activations, and it's also about like hanging out with people.
But she's also working.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's so many, like it'll be like pictures I'll see posted sometimes of like a bunch of influencers at an event and they're all on their phones and they're whatever. And it's like, these are the people you're giving a platform to. And I'm like, these people are working. Like they're at a work event. Or it'll be things where like, it'll be, an event where you're getting a bunch of free food and a bunch of free, and it's like fun. And people are like, God, this job is like not even a job. And I'm like, this is a work. Like all of this is like, they have to be on their phones and taking photos because that is why they're here. Like, they have to do that.
We're not saying it's a hard job, but we're saying it is a job.
But it's also like, I think sometimes it'll be like, you'll see someone and I'm not saying it's a hard job, but someone will get sent like a whole line of Neutrogena products or something, and they'll post it, and people will be like, wow, I wish I had a job where Neutrogena would send me their full line of stuff. And I'm like, 100%. Of course it's nice. But that's just a part of these people's jobs. So like that's not a positive anymore, because now they just have 7,000 products from different brands, which is very nice. But it's like they're still working. Like that doesn't make up for all the work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's perks with any job, of course. And like there are a lot of really fun perks with being like an influencer and on the internet, of course. But it is still, it's like work. It's a job.
I get like a bunch of like makeup PR, but if I don't use it, I usually just give it to the women's shelters downtown.
That's what we do with the food and stuff, because there's so much like good stuff. And what's hard is like that stuff does expire. So sometimes it's like you'd be like, well, I'll keep, like if you only have so many moisturizers that I can have in my house. But it's great gifts. Every gift I give is like is a little basket full of just like random stuff. People love it. It's great. But it's like, that is really exciting the first couple of times that it happens. And it's always still like really nice, but it's like you can't even use it all. I don't know. There's just so much judgment of like, I've seen videos like that where it's like a bunch of people at a party on their phones. But like they're like, that's their job. You know?
They're getting paid to do that. I mean, if any of you were told, if you're on your phone all day, I'll give you $10,000, you're going to be on your phone all day.
Yeah.
And it's a whole thing.
And when I'm not working and I go to but it's also, I'm trying to be professional. I want that brand to work with me again. So like when I go and do things on my own, I think I'm a person that's really not on my phone a lot. So if I'm out to dinner with friends, or tonight I'm going to Cirque du Soleil, that's not really relevant, but a fun fact. And I'm not really on my phone. But if I'm at an event, I'm going to an event this week with a brand, and it's like, I need to do a good job. Yeah. So I'm there. I'm not there to have fun, really. I'm there to be with I like to be filmed and do all this stuff and whatever. Yeah. Anyways. And JoJo Siwa. I'm going to see JoJo Siwa and Big Frida. So I'm excited about that. Anyway.
Yeah. In 2019, there were 23 sponsors with events and brand activations outside the official roster. Brands included Venmo, Revolve, Adidas, H&M. Influencers also used Coachella to network with brands and vice versa. May Kowalski, CEO of influencer marketing agency, obviously said that everyone is there and wants to make a deal and wants to be with the best brands, and the brands want as many influencers as possible to be part of their activations, so they'll actively recruit influencers. And these events often feature their own musical performances and special guests. Some events from 2022 include Neon Carnival, hosted by Paris Hilton. I was supposed to go to that, but then I got way too tired. Yeah. And I gave my tickets to someone else. Bella Thorne's Coachella After Party, sponsored by Sugar Bear, and then some tequila, and then Tao Desert Night, sponsored by Jeter, Casamigos, Pretty Little Thing. But there are different activations, and then you go and you're supposed to take a bunch of pictures, and it's a whole networking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What part do you want to start at now? Do you want to do...
Oh, wait, I was going to do...
Coachella fashion? Oh, sorry.
It's likely that Coachella's mainstream popularity rose alongside Instagram and influencer culture. Yeah, because, what we've read about the beginning of Coachella, it's pretty much, like, very indie, and also the lack of... there were cell phones, but you weren't filming on them. And then influencer culture, when that popped up around, like, 2013 to 2015, like, when the genesis of influencers that's when it like started to like take off. Sarah Levine writes for Betches Media, in recent years Coachella has become impossible to ignore. Now it's less of a music festival and more of a cultural event. The focus in the media is on the music and producing as much as it is on figuring out which celebrities attended and what they're wearing. Levine continues, Coachella's increased presence in mainstream popular culture coupled with the simultaneous rise of Instagram created a perfect storm for photo ops. So, Kendahl, can you talk about the trends that we've seen over the years?
I sure can. Let's see. There are festival trends over the years. So Coachella has become known for several variety of distinctive apparel worn by attendees, which primarily includes eclectic combinations of colors and materials. Coachella's fashion usually borrows from popular trends at the time, though festival wear tends to be more experimental and unique, be a more experimental and unique take on those trends. I feel like I've noticed this year that's very true. I think I'm seeing all the big celebrities wearing much more like comfortable clothes. Like I saw Charli D'Amelio was wearing just like a really cute dress, but it was like not anything crazy. Yeah. And her hair was very normal. Like she wasn't in this whole insane outfit. And 2010 to 2015, bohemian and boho chic trends were prevalent, with flower crowns, fringe, and crochet being popular. 2018 gems, sparkle, bright colors are very common. I remember that. That one seemed exhausting. Was that the one you went for? Or no, you went last
22.
year.
Yeah.
Okay. 2019 Y2K fashion regained popularity, and 2022 bold prints, fringe, and matching sets were popular.
I wore matching sets, but they were like shorts and then like a collared, like a short sleeve collared shirt, and they were so cute. But if I were to go this year, I'm in this sort of like trashy, pink, sparkly, like just gaudy phase of my life, and I love it so much. I cannot wait to like be older, because like it's just like I love looking cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that. I totally understand that. I love to putting on some CVS fake nails makes me feel like a girl boss. I'll say it. I feel like a girl boss. Fast fashion, though, because there's such a huge fashion, let me start that over. Because there's so much fashion involved in Coachella, there's a lot of fast fashion that is used. People are literally buying entire new wardrobes to go to Coachella. Yeah. Which is crazy. And only using them for the time that they're at Coachella, because a lot of the outfits are like, literally where else would you wear this to? Yeah. Many festival attendees purchase items and even entire wardrobes, just for Coachella. In 2019, the Fashion Law reported that single-use outfits for music festivals such as Glastonbury and Coachella alone. Glastonbury and Coachella alone account for approximately $307 million worth of items per year, or about 7.5 million outfits worn only once. According to the independent census-wide found that as a whole, 1 in 4 of those surveyed would feel embarrassed wearing an outfit to a special occasion more than once. You got to get over that. Oh my God. Wait, 1 in 4 of those surveyed would feel... That's insane.
I love wearing things like over and over. Just mix it up, you know? Yeah. This perspective might be caused in part by social media and influencers who rarely wear the same outfit twice in their photos. The fashion industry already has an outsized effect on the environment, and single-use outfits only worsen the problem. I made a joke about this one time, but every person in the military is going to be like, shut up. Why is stolen valor a thing? If you can if there's military surplus stores off base where I can go in as a civilian and buy fatigues. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you can't wear that? I'll be like, have you seen the amount of clothing that is thrown away every year? Yeah. So I'm just doing my part by stealing your valor. Leave me alone.
Yeah, well, I am just really over, and I won't say a specific brand. Maybe this is a good way to talk about it, because I think I've seen with multiple creators where they're obviously very rich. Some of these creators have been online for years and years and years. They are millionaires. I just know. And they are kind of will promote that they buy from brands that are famously just take advantage and are total fast fashion, and it's a nightmare, some of the worst ones. Yeah. And these rich people who truly have millions and millions and millions of dollars, they live in these massive houses, they have all these cars, and they're wearing these fast fashion clothes. I'm and I think people will be they're relatable. And I'm no, they're assholes. Yeah. That's not good. Why? You can afford to not buy that. You can, because I'm not going to come at anyone who can't afford clothes buying that wherever they want to buy. That's none of my business. But I'm still anti-fast fashion, but I'm not going to come at you super hard about that. But when you're a millionaire, if you're buying fast fashion, that is unacceptable to me. Yeah. And obviously there's brands where it's not good, but it's not the worst. But there's 5 brands that we all know that are just have had horrifying stories come out about fast fashion that are just the worst of the worst. And yes, celebrities will continue to wear them and just be I'm relatable. And I'm no, that's bad. You got to stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I think it's also because they want to do brand deals with those brands, and their followers are the people who can afford those brands. Because if they did, they probably could get Burberry and stuff like that, but their followers probably wouldn't buy it.
Totally. For a brand deal,
and I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying why they probably got sent it. I doubt that they're on Shein actually. They probably got sent $2,000 worth of Shein, which is the entire factory.
Sure.
But
I've heard people will be I'm going to red carpet. I'm just running to Forever 21 before they're a millionaire. Yeah. And they're I'm just running to Forever 21 to buy because I'm I don't have dresses for red carpets, even though they're on a red carpet all the time. And I'm you should go you know you're going to be on red carpets because you are famous.
Yeah.
You should go and find, and you don't got to be perfect. I'm not telling you to go find the local business. I mean, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
And, you know, get a really well-made, sustainable thing. You could afford to do that, but I'm not saying you got to do everything perfect. But go get a more expensive dress from a place that is not, you don't need to get a $6 dress.
Yeah.
You don't, for environmental reasons, but also for just like, you don't need to support that brand.
Yeah.
You don't need to support. And like, once again, nobody's perfect. I shop on Amazon. I shouldn't. There's things, nobody's perfect. But sometimes there's brands where it's like, they're so bad.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah. And it's like that saying, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. However, that means that you doesn't mean that you just fuck all and you just buy whatever you want. It means you should still be aware and try to make smart choices, even though like no company is truly flawless to buy from.
Well, in most companies, you can deep dive and be like, ooh, bad in this way, bad in this way, bad in this way. But with fast fashion, it's not even about, well, it's about the company, but it's also like the amount of clothes you're cycling through is just so insane. I even was thinking about this the other day. We were at Target, and you know, they have that whole section that's just like, you can redecorate your entire house basically to look like Target. And I see it all the time on internet because, you know, I love clean talk.
Yeah.
These people like redo their living rooms and kitchens like every 6 months.
Yeah.
All new appliances, new chairs, and they're all kind of like cheaply made because they're from places that are not supposed to really, they don't like sell furniture. They just kind of like have a couple of them. But these are people who are obviously rich because they're also redecorating their entire living rooms and kitchens every 6 months. And it's just like, what are you doing? It's so bad for the environment. It's so bad. And I do things that are bad for the environment all the time. I'm not perfect. But there's some things where you're like, you're just trying to be bad.
Yeah.
That's insane. So I think with fast fashion, if you got a bunch of money, try to be like, how can I be better?
Yeah.
Especially if you're an influencer. Because it's like you probably have a little more time, maybe. You have more money.
Yes.
I don't know. Am I being crazy?
No, I'm just agreeing. Like the thought is like, that makes sense. I have nothing to add because it's just the only thing I could come up with is, they're inconsiderate dick bags.
Well, because I think sometimes people are trying so hard to be relatable where they'll be like, I don't like buy fancy things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you're rich. You shouldn't buy fancy things from places that like are still shitty but are fancy and are expensive. But like, go buy a rug from like a local place that's expensive. Go buy, you know what I mean? Like instead of just buying your rug off Shein, what do you like?
Yes.
It's like, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that.
Yeah, dude, it's like that Shane Dawson effect where he's like literally a millionaire during that whole Jeffree Star thing. And he's like, oh my God, I've never made this much. Shut up. Yeah, because once you get to a certain point in being an influencer, you've made enough money and you're trying to find out what is relatable to most people. And where you will find that is when an influencer gets too big, they start to really talk about mental health. And that's when they're trying to get back to being relatable. I understand that they could have mental health issues, but I'm saying that since they are no longer poor, mental health is the one thing that they can really dig into.
Yeah.
That's why
I feel like rich influencers and rich people in general being like relatable and buying like cheap stuff and still like shopping at Costco. I love shopping at Costco, but like really like penny pinching. It's like a glorified version of like money hoarding.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, what you're actually doing is just like keeping all your money and like not giving it to anyone.
Yeah.
Which that's a thumbs down from me, Sarah.
Thumbs down.
All right. Coachella.
Yes.
the best place to be. No issues there.
Yeah, according to a 2018 article from the United Nations Environmental Program, the fashion industry produces 20% of global wastewater and 10% of global carbon emissions, more than all international flights and maritime shipping.
Holy shit.
Festivals bring in a lot of money for fast fashion brands. In 2022, the business of fashion reported a boost of 173% of sales of festival fashion items across the sites Boohoo, H&M, ASOS, and Nasty Gal compared to 2019. And this is the impact of influencers and celebrities on festival fashion. Over the years, Coachella fashion has become more elaborate, especially with the rise of influencers. There are often roundup articles and videos about the best dressed celebrities and influencers at the festival. Certain celebrities like Vanessa Hudgens. Oh my God, that was her whole thing. Vanessa Hudgens only existed on a Coachella like grounds.
Yeah, it was insane.
You know?
She looked great, but
she's like a ghost that haunts like one building. She cannot leave, but she's always in that like boho stuff.
Her house.
I've never seen it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I I have no knowledge of Vanessa Hudgens, but she did one of those like come into my house videos.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It looks like you're at a spa.
Yeah.
Everything's like made of stone and the door like is a wooden door that opens. It looks like you're in the Hobbiton or something. It's incredible. Sorry, I think I'm skipping again.
Jasmine Melody, a 26-year-old influencer who has attended multiple Coachellas, told BuzzFeed, fashion at Coachella was casual for many, many years, but all of a sudden it became like a Met Gala where everyone wanted to outdo each other. So we had years of everyone trying to do the absolute most, but not only does it get exhausting, it also gets cringy if you're trying so hard for a festival. Here's the thing. I love when people go all out for their outfits. The fast fashion, if you're only wearing it once, then that's bad. But I love when people do too much.
Yeah.
And I when I saw James Charles' ass, I was horrified, but I was also like, I would love to wear something like that.
Nothing gets me going.
Like James Charles' ass.
Like James Charles' ass.
Yeah.
No, nothing gets me going like ass. Are they assless chaps? That's
assless chaps, yeah.
I will kiss anyone wearing assless chaps.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm so obsessed with them. When someone comes out, I was at Wango Tango, and I think it was Camila Cabello came out.
That?
It's like a music festival. It's it's at a theater. It's a
yeah.
I don't know. I was there I was sent there. I don't know, but
yeah.
It's like I don't know. But I was at I was in one of those rooms. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Where there was like food and stuff, and they had like taquitos. It was really fun. But Camila Cabello performed, and she had on assless chaps, and I was like screaming. Like,
yeah.
I didn't care about. I hadn't watched any of the musical performances. I was just like eating all the food they had, and like on my phone. And then I see Camila Cabello, and I ran out into the little balcony area and was like, I love you. I like don't know anything about Camila Cabello, but I was like, I'm in love with her. Like anyone wearing, and if she's not wearing the pants, I don't really care. I have no opinion on Camila Cabello, but. Assless chaps are so hot.
Do you have any?
No.
You should get some.
I know. I would love. People aren't ready for me wearing assless chaps.
I would love to wear assless chaps during Pride. The only thing is like, it would be so hot. You know,
they're always like leather, right?
Yeah. Usually, I mean, the ones that look like high quality, and I know that all my sweat would. I know that my crotch would be like. There'd be air on it, but it would still be visibly sweaty.
Yeah.
And I would just like start to get like razor burn on the side.
And I'm always like, how do people do stuff like that? Because I'm so insecure that I
think it's lube.
What do you mean?
You cover yourself in, usually if you wear like leather or like pleather or and I think it's latex, you cover yourself in lube.
But what does that do?
It makes you be able to like slide into it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Oh, you're talking
but
about
I also
ventilation?
just think assless chaps in general, or when I see girls like on TV wearing like on like Are You the One or whatever, and they're wearing like bikinis that are really small, I'm always like, I would be so scared that I like had something gross on me, or like all my pubes were out or something. And I guess they probably get waxed is what happens. But like, or I would just be like, do I have like shit on me basically? Like, I don't know, I would just be so scared all the time or like if I started my period or if I whatever, I would just always be like, is there toilet paper on me? I don't know. I would be so vulnerable. And I feel like assless chaps all day. I would just be like, this is my butt. Is it fine? Is it like something in it or on it? I don't know. I'd be scared.
Is something in my butt?
And everyone's like, we don't know, and we're not checking again.
The thing is like, I don't mind looking not the best. My only thing is I want to wear skanky outfits. I want to wear assless chaps. The only thing that's really holding me back is the possibility of assault. You know, I would literally wear pasties and assless chaps everywhere and look just discolored. I don't have fake tan on my back, but I would be so happy and free. But the only thing I worry about is like dudes coming up and being like, this is for me.
And you're like, no.
Yeah.
You should get a custom-made pants. You should get a gun. You should get a custom-made pantsuit, like the ones you've been wearing, the tracksuits, but they're assless chaps.
I would love that. I love Victoria's Secret. Have you ever maced someone?
No, I've never maced someone.
I've maced myself on accident.
Have you maced anyone else or just you?
No.
4 times just you?
Just all me. No, I had mace in college, and I was walking to Taco Bell from a party by myself. All right, don't blame the victim.
Yeah.
And so, like, these 4 guys in this car started to follow me, and all their windows were down, and they were yelling at me. And I was like, oh, no. And I do have mace. However, I was walking into the wind, and I just wanted to see if the mace worked, and I sprayed it forward, and all the mace came back in my face and I started screaming and like crying.
That probably scared them away.
No, it did scare them away because like it looked like a Rorschach test on my face because I was like, and I was screaming so loud and I was also drunk. And so that was just like, I looked like a rabid animal.
How bad did it hurt?
It hurt so bad.
I've never had pepper spray, and I lived in New York for years, and everyone has like pepper spray and all that type of stuff. I never did because I was like, I know myself. Even if a person was literally attacking me, my brain would still be like, I need to assess the situation before I like pepper spray them.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? Yes, I don't even know what it would take for me to pepper spray someone, because I would be so, if someone was falling behind me, if someone was a foot away from me, they would have to be like, I'm about to murder you for me to like turn and mace them. I just know I would be so like, well, I'm not sure. I don't want to like mace someone that like isn't. What if it's a misunderstanding? Like, I'm always like thinking it's a misunderstanding when someone is just so clearly doing something wrong. And I'm like, I'm just not seeing this clearly.
Oh, this is advice that I've heard from like a bunch of people who teach self-defense. If you're a girl and you're like too afraid to attack someone, what you have to do is no longer think about them as a person. Like, you cannot be like if you have to go feral. You have to look at this person like they're a rock or something like that, because women are socialized to not hurt people usually. And so like you just got to strip them of their humanity. And that's why a lot of men feel very comfortable beating women, because they strip them of their humanity.
There you go.
Sorry, Coachella.
There you go.
But yeah, so fashion writer Mandy Lee said all the A-listers are dressing normcore now. They're not putting on the performance for the festival now. But the maximalist TikTok girls who are dressing up, because that's how your content stands out at Coachella. But the A-listers already have status. They don't need to perform for the internet to elevate their status. Many people noticed that celebrities at the 2022 festival were dressing more casually compared to influencers. Influencer Lauren Giraldo made a TikTok noting how influencers were dressing in outfits that were more unique and took more effort compared to celebrities. Yeah, celebrities, they already have like their status and they don't need to build their brand from images. Yep.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Is Coachella worth it, Kendahl?
I'll tell you what, I certainly don't think so. Coachella can get expensive, especially when factoring in transportation like rental cars and airfare, food, hotels, Airbnbs, and the festival tickets itself. 2023 ticket prices as follows. General admission, $549 to $649. Shuttle combo tickets, $649 to $790. I'm sorry, let me start that over. Shuttle combo tickets, $649 to $699. The VIP why am I reading like I've never the VIP?
Yeah.
The VIP tickets, $1,119 to $1,390. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. It's bad. Like, it's very expensive. But for some reason, my head was like, a VIP ticket to Coachella is like $20,000 or something. Festival food can also be expensive. I mean, they're like $14 for onion rings. This is like any festival fare, whatever. Everything's expensive. Chicken wings, $19. It's not, I mean, that's what I would expect. The two members of Insider's music team recorded their costs attending the 2022 festival. Their total costs didn't include tickets since they got in as a free member of the press. The total of two people came out to $5,023. Yeah, I think that I'm always like, because that included rental car, food, miscellaneous costs like gas, coffee, transportation, their Airbnb, flights. And I think whenever I see things like that, or like I'll hear about people who go to like 50 concerts a year. Someone who like, I've heard people on TikTok who are like, I've seen 12 Taylor Swift concerts this year. Yeah. And they're paying all this money. And I am like, do you know that you could like, maybe they don't want to. They probably know this. I guess they're not idiots. But they, like $5,000. You could go to like Japan. Yeah. like, and do a trip and then come back. And maybe they're like, I don't want to do that. But I am just like sometimes, or these people who go to all these Taylor Swift concerts or all these other concerts and they just see this performer over and over again. And it adds up to like so much money that I'm like, you could do something like really cool.
I think this is their idea of cool.
Well, I'm sure it is. But to me, like a 3-day music festival, and maybe that's what, I'm sure we're just different people, me and this person who's going and paying that much money. But I'm like, I do think that's common, or it's like they don't think they're paying that much money, but then it adds up to like all of this stuff. And I'm like, you could literally go on a like 10-day cruise, all inclusive. Maybe they're, once again, they're probably like, I don't want to. I want to see Taylor Swift every night of my life. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, like, I don't like traveling. I really, I don't, this is going to sound so stupid. I have no desire to go international purely because I'm a creature of habit and I love routine and I feel very safe at home.
Have you? flown international?
I've gone to Mexico on accident and Canada twice. And I've
And you don't plan to leave?
I can leave, but it would have to be for work or a good reason.
Wow.
I just like I appreciate other cultures, and I believe there's beauty in all parts of the world. I think it's my brain I get like weirdly overstimulated when I'm away from home. And not even like I'm jet lagged, but like I feel outside my body when I'm away from home too long, and it makes me like nauseous.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm similar. Like when we arrive, whenever we like, my girlfriend always, I feel like I try my best to control myself, but I think when we arrive in a new place, I'm like a child with ADHD. Well, I'm just a person with ADHD, but I turn into very like not paying attention. I'm running around. I'm like literally like a child. Like I become so it's like, because I think that's when I get overstimulated, I just get very like, look at this, let's do this, we could do this. I'm like a nightmare basically to deal with. But I think I have a similar thing where I get pretty overstimulated. I'm very grumpy and I get very like overwhelmed, and I like get when we travel, but I just do it anyways because it's fun. But I feel like I should do it. But I totally get that.
I think these people just think Coachella's worth it and they don't like to travel.
I mean, I get it. Coachella is simply not the extraordinary... Oh, somebody said this. Algrim said, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Coachella is simply not the extraordinary experience that its outside legacy and social media presence would have you believe. She wrote that the audience for different performances could make or break your experience, saying, in terms of priorities, enjoying the music was clearly secondary to many of the people we encountered. The stylish concept of being at Coachella loomed much larger. They also said, more than any other festival, Coachella seems designed to benefit VIP patrons, whether they're influencers or fans with money to burn.
I think this is not the same, but it reminds me of it when people visit Los Angeles or New York and they have this sugar-coated, beautiful version of it, and like they're like, this is not what I expected when they get there. But then there are people who go to Coachella genuinely for the music, and they're like, I don't care that it was hot, and like I got to see like all my favorite artists in one place. But if you're going with this like la-di-da-di-da, it's Coachella, like, but it's not the same. Like native New Yorkers and Angelinos are like, what'd you say? But you have to go for like the reason why the festival is there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, because then I'm like, that much money makes sense to me. If like you get to see all these artists that you love and you're there, that totally makes sense. But I think in terms of people who are just like, I go to Coachella because like I'm hot and I'm supposed to go to Coachella. Yeah, I'm like $5,000 or more, and like a lot of those people too are paying much more because they're not just paying for like they're paying for the luxurious experience. Yeah, because they're like they're putting it on their Instagram, so it's probably. I can't even imagine what the most someone spent on Coachella was.
I can't even imagine. But we're going to briefly talk about some influencer drama. There's James Charles in 2019. He attended Coachella. Early on, he complained about the lack of security with his VIP pass and how he needed an artist pass. And VIP passes are available to the public for purchase, while artist passes are not. Those with artist passes receive security from the festival. James says that he was being surrounded by fans requesting photos and he felt unsafe. How about you get a security detail and you get them Coachella passes for them as well? And I feel like, because I do understand the safety concern, however, if you didn't get the artist pass, you should probably bring security yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. Because he knew that was going to happen. And he knew going in he didn't have an artist pass. Mm-hmm. So he would have known that would happen.
But I don't want to victim blame for being bombarded by people. However, luck favors the prepared.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Sugar Bear Hair sponsored the... Oh, sorry. I'm reading more about James.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry.
You're good. During that same Coachella weekend, Nikita Dragon connected James with Sugar Bear Hair, and Sugar Bear Hair sponsored the rest of James' weekend and gave him an artist pass. As a result, James was able to get security. In exchange for the pass, James posted a sponsorship with Sugar Bear Hair, which is a competitor to his friend Tati Westbrook's brand Halo Beauty. This led to Dramageddon and Tati's Bye Sister video. Oh my gosh, I forgot that this was what set it off.
I didn't even know that's what set it off.
This is the thing. Like, this was a whole situation that we could go into. But what also is kind of shitty about it, I would understand if maybe, like, he wanted an artist pass and he did, like, a brand deal with Revolve where, like, you can wear Revolve clothing. But, like, he did Sugar Bear Hair, which is a vitamin that takes time to work. And so, like, you just sign on to do a brand deal and now people know that you haven't actually used it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
If I was gonna like try to get an artist pass out of any brand and I had to lie, I would do a brand that I could vouch that I'm wearing it or that I'm using it at this current moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. That's true.
What is Coachella?
Coachella. In 2019, shopping app Dote invited a group of influencers to attend Coachella with the brand. Women of color on the trip spoke about their experience, and they reported feeling uncomfortable and excluded from activities and photo ops, while the white influencers who were on the trip didn't experience that. Influencers of color on the trip had pull-out beds and couches. This is insane. To sleep on in the living room, while white influencers got master bedrooms with king-size beds. Dote seemed to coordinate photo shoots to the guests of color. Dote seemed to coordinate photo shoots so that the guests of color were shot together in group photos, separate from the white guests. There were photo shoots held with the white influencers that the influencers of color on the trip were not told about. Guests of color on the trip recounted that the experience felt uncomfortable. One YouTuber, Daniela Perkins, said, "I just felt like I was back in school and feeling so different and out of place and like I didn't belong."
Yeah, there is. I mean,
man, that's insane.
Well, I mean, brands historically like have been very racist towards like influencers of color, like, and they also prefer like very thin, like straight sized people, like anyone plus size, person of color, anyone who's got any way that they could discriminate, and they do have the odd community college setup where they try to get one of each minority just to like have for a photo, but brands underpay people of color, people who are plus size, and it's just horrible, and it's ongoing.
That is truly horrifying.
There's also Revolve Festival 2022, which I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there was something that happened with Revolve last year.
What?
Revolve. Revolve Festival was an annual multi-day party hosted by Revolve during Coachella weekend in 2022. The invite-only part went viral on TikTok with complaints ranging from lack of water and shade, rudeness and disorganization, and absence of overall security and basic safety measures. I think it was like they set up a tent in the middle of nowhere, and then they sent a bunch of influencers to it, and I was like, yeah, this does kind of seem shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't consider that like a super disappointing. The event was dubbed Fire Festival 2.0.
I don't know. That doesn't sound the same, but
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, I guess if they were like, because couldn't you just leave that tent and go
just
somewhere else?
get on the shuttle back. Well, actually, I think the shuttle like isolated them there. And it's also like hard to get it.
So maybe it is
God.
Fire Fest 2.0.
Getting Ubers from like Coachella was so annoying. Because just walking, it took like 20 minutes to walk out of Coachella.
This sounds like my hell. Like, and the more I hear about it, because I already was like, too much, too hot, too gross, I can't do it. I would, no, thank you. But that, getting me to walk somewhere, unacceptable. That is really, and this is how I understand it becomes really expensive for people, especially if they have money, because if I somehow was forced into being a part of Coachella, I would be like, I need a personal driver.
Yeah.
Like, I need a person to carry me, like in a baby Bjorn through like the crowd of Blackpink. Like it would be a nightmare. It would end up being like $30,000.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what are you gonna do?
They do have those like bikes and those like golf carts that have like lights on them, and you can pay them to drive you from the front entrance to like, all the way through the crowd. But yeah,
But you have to wait for those. Don't you have to probably wait in line?
No, they're always like cycling in and out. Nice. So, but they're usually like $10 to $20 per ride, so it does get like pretty expensive. But I would have to do like an artist pass. My partner does music, and someday I'm gonna put this out there. Someday they're gonna play a big festival, and I'll get their artist pass as well. But I would never go to. And it's just the walking, and it's the money, it's the heat. It's the drinking, it's the crowd, it's the loud sounds and bright lights. It's just every neurodivergent person's worst nightmare.
I mean, really a nightmare.
Yeah.
And we actually like have someone here though who is obsessed with Coachella.
Oh wow.
I scoured the internet. Found someone who's like been to every single Coachella. Obsessed with Coachella.
Oh my gosh.
And I asked him to be a guest.
Okay,
so
well,
be here.
I can't believe I'm gonna miss them.
I know. But you got that doctor's appointment, and you gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta get my hernia checked out.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to hear what they say.
I can't wait either.
Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome back, and we are here with a very special guest. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Madison Jammer. Follow me on Instagram at Madison Jammer, and also that on TikTok and YouTube.
Oh my God, that's amazing! You got all the platforms going on.
My followers, the Jammers, we call them crammers sometimes.
What does that mean?
My last name is Jam,
Right.
And so we're the Jammers.
What's the crammers, though? I don't understand.
It's when my following gets violent.
Oh no!
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
well,
I know.
We've been talking all things Coachella this week. How long have you been going to Coachella?
Since 1999.
Wow!
But it was on accident. I was golfing with my then boyfriend,
How
and
old are you?
that's rude.
You look young.
Thank
you.
you.
I would assume you're younger. I'm sorry.
I have one of the forgotten Jenner's skin grafted over my face. It makes me look so young.
Okay.
Yes, but I went in 1999 on accident. My then boyfriend was golfing, and suddenly Rage Against the Machine starts playing in this open field, and I'm still on the hole. And so I started swinging and swinging, knocked out 13 people, but I eventually got the ball in the hole after the 26th try, and we also got to enjoy Rage Against the Machine.
Wow. And you liked Rage Against the Machine?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Who's been your favorite headliner?
Oh, geez. Probably 9 Inch Nails. I think they were in 2005. It's just because Closer was my husband and I's wedding song. You let me violate you. You let me penetrate you. That's whenever I hear that song, it reminds me of him and I.
Did you dance to that at your wedding?
It's just like, it just came back. Like, it all felt like my wedding day, being in 102-degree heat, surrounded by hundreds of people I don't know, listening to 9 Inch Nails Closer. I just felt like, I was like, I'm falling in love all over again.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I know.
Well, I see why Coachella is special to you. I see why it's special to you. Do you feel like it's changed over the last 20 years?
Yes, and I think it's just because of cell phones, because back in like the olden days, like 2009, no one really had cell phones. We all had camcorders, and so if you wanted to record the set, you'd have to bring your camcorder, and I actually I filmed an entire set over my wedding video. But thankfully, it recorded over the ceremony, nothing too important.
Okay.
And during my wedding day, I had this like horrible sports bra tan, so I probably don't want to remember that either.
Yeah, maybe you purposefully deleted it.
I know, maybe I was just
subconsciously you deleted it.
I know.
Do you dress up for Coachella each year?
Yes, I do. I have this funny tradition. At the end of weekend 2, I always go to the Lost and Found.
Okay.
And I ask them what clothes they found. So
That's actually really smart.
I know. The next year, I always wear something from the Lost and Found. So this is from 2022. They actually had to peel this off the railing after Harry Styles' set, and it's including like shirt and shorts. So there was some nude girl walking around after Harry Styles.
Wow.
I know.
And did you wash it, or are you like, I got to keep the Harry Styles sweat on it?
I mean, is it dirty? Do I need to wash it?
No, it's just covered in a lot of sweat.
Oh,
Harry Styles sweat.
Yeah, that could have been me. So I mean, I don't know.
Where do you stay during Coachella? Do you stay in an Airbnb, a hotel, a campsite? What do you do?
So we glamp. We like to get like a really nice tent set up, and by the end of the weekend, it just smells like roadkill in there.
Oh,
I know. We
yeah.
get like a bunch of Clorox wet wipes, because those really like cut through the dirt.
Yeah.
It'll burn your skin, especially if you got a sunburn. So bring aloe.
Man.
I know, but it'll keep you clean.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a little dangerous. The chemicals will burn you.
maybe I'm still fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, but there's so much dust after Coachella. I can't really even smell. So I do gauge how bad I smell by when I go into a crowd and how far away like people are standing away from me. Yes.
Wow. Who's a celebrity you were excited to see at Coachella?
2009, I saw Snooki.
Wow.
And we got totally wasted. And
Together?
And we fell asleep pressed up against each other. And I actually got most of her fake tan on my right side. So I look like Cruella de Vil, except my full body.
Oh, my God. And that's what that tattoo is. You got a tattoo of her tan.
We also have each other's name on our lower backs.
That. And you still talk.
Yeah, of course.
That's beautiful. What advice do you have for a first-time Coachella goer?
Always bring sunscreen. I like to use SPF 400 because the heat is no joke. One time I got a sunburn so bad, my husband had to fill up the truck bed with ointment, and I rode in the back of the truck while soaking the entire time.
Wow.
Like we went from, Coachella Valley to Los Angeles, and with that drive, it was about 7 hours.
And by the time you got there, was the truck bed fully empty? Like you'd soaked up all the ointment?
Yes, and my face was even more burned because I can't submerge my face in.
So you got a worse burn from riding in the back.
Yes.
And you didn't think to put sunscreen on before the ride.
No. After the weekend, my brain was kind of fried because I did try some things. And not to mention my husband's truck bed is black, so it attracts the heat. And so maybe I didn't even absorb the ointment. It was just evaporating off of me.
And is that what caused you to get Kendall Jenner's face grafted onto your face?
Yes.
It was a medical necessity. It actually just was by chance that she donated her face.
I was in a hospital bed for a month after that.
Wow. What are your thoughts on influencers at Coachella? I guess you are an influencer at Coachella.
Yeah, and I don't mind influencers at Coachella mainly because they leave their drinks everywhere. And don't worry about me. It is impossible to roofie me. Every morning I wake up and I take 80 milligrams of Adderall. So if I do get roofied, I will fall asleep, but I'm waking up a lot sooner than everyone else.
Yeah.
So don't worry. But it's always the free drinks because they're always like, I don't like how this tastes. And I'm like, I do. And so I drink it.
You just like it, anything. You'll take anything.
Yeah, I love when you exit the VIP tent, there's kind of this bucket for liquids, and you pour your drink in, and then you throw the plastic away. And so I always go up to VIP security. I'm like, can I have the bucket?
Yeah.
And I kind of just have this mixed drink of like beers and tequila, and that will really give you chest hair. Yes. You have no idea.
No. Oh, no.
I know. I drank some of that, and I actually got on stage and fist fought Tove Lo one time.
I saw a YouTube video of that.
I know. I was completely sunburnt head to toe, fake tan on my right side, and I was roofied. Yes.
I didn't even know that was a person. I thought they were doing a play on the Amanda Show. I thought you were one of the lobsters coming in.
No.
That's insane. Is there anything you'd like to change about the festival? I mean, they should listen to you. You've been going for 20 years.
If I could change anything about that festival, it would be putting little fans in the porta potties, because
that's really smart.
Yeah, because after a while, it smells like baked turds in there. Like, it's just like, I think 105 is the boiling point for shit. So, yeah. And so it's just kind of nauseating, and it seeps into your clothes, and it's kind of like a biohazard.
Wow.
I know.
I can't imagine wanting to go to that, but that is what it is. So that's nice. Do you feel like you just went to week 1?
Yeah. I'm going to weekend.
Go to week 2?
Yes, I am, because this is where I get all my clothes for next year. I'm really hoping for some assless chaps.
Oh, that's incredible. I was just talking about how much I love assless chaps.
Yeah, and I do like the extra Shein tops that I get from the Lost and Found, because my husband and I, we have like a green thumb. We'll like melt all the clothes down into gasoline and then use it to fuel our truck.
That's not really what a green thumb is, but
yes. We have a green thumb. I mean, from after drinking. You have
a green thumb, but I think that might be an infection maybe you got from the Clorox wipes. It doesn't really mean you have a green thumb.
And I also dropped my phone in the toilet, and so I had to fish it out, and so just a lot of gangrene everywhere.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
I know, but
Madison.
with the power of Photoshop, you can make any limb tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's been a treat chatting with you.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you have so much fun on week 2.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm actually a little bit late. But we're going to be driving straight there.
From this.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I'll let you get out of here then, but have so much fun and be careful, and please wear sunscreen.
Thank you. I might.
Even on your face. I don't think you're going to be able to get a second skin graft. I don't know if that even works. I don't know how they do that.
I don't know if it'll take this time.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Bye. Well, that was interesting.
Was it?
It was interesting. It really was. I hate that you missed it because it was. How's your hernia?
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, no.
I know. Is it? Well, I think it's hernia is what I thought it was. But I just have a couple more months to live. No, but okay, I'm sorry. I'm sad I missed that, but hopefully next week I get to talk to the guests. But if you guys have been to Coachella, please let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on it? On anything that we've said? Did you like it? Did you not?
I'm going to be such a sellout. Next year, I'm going to go to Coachella next year, and people are going to have like clips of this podcast being like, you'd have to pay me $30,000 to go to Coachella, and next year I'm just going to be posing in front of one.
Your Instagram caption is like, I'm here willingly.
Yes, I'm so passionate about things, and then I'm so easily convinced otherwise. otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, I never will go. And someone's like, well, come on, let's go, though. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll go.
Yeah,
All right,
all
I'll go. But thank you guys so much for listening. Remember to listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can watch on YouTube. Hello, if you're watching on YouTube. You look gorgeous. And rate and review us.
Yeah,
it really helps us out a lot.
Give us 5 stars, like and subscribe everywhere. And thank you guys for listening to the BCC Club. Please catch us next week when we talk about something else.
Oh, bye.
Bye.